that we care about our reparations, and we have to put white people on notice.
If anyone wants to talk like that, you will be muted and then removed from this meeting.
Leah Thomas is, in fact, a dude.
Retweeted a tweet that said,
"That is not my account, ma'am."
I have talked to my lawyers. They are not persuaded.
We are already off to a terrible start here. Nothing is working. The video isn't playing. But nevertheless, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, which is a terrible day for this to happen because we have so much to watch together. Reparations making a huge comeback on the national scene. Barack Obama says that, hey, the thing that Joe Biden is trying to say for the debt limit is not legal to do. Also, some people yelling at other people who don't agree with rapists being on elected positions. All that and more coming up on this episode of Daily Caller Live. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Jobob. Daily Caller Live starts right now.
One.
Here we go.
That might be the only brown guy on earth named Jobob.
That is actually her name, Jobob.
Goodness gracious, it doesn't seem that anything appears to be working here. The videos are, I don't know. We're going to have a rough day. We're on the road today. Beautiful downtown Phoenix. Thanks so much for tuning in to Daily Caller Live. My name is Jobob. This is Daily Caller Live. On today, it is Friday, May 19th, the year of our Lord 2023. Like I said, on the road here, using the mobile setup, and things seem to be faltering a little bit. But you know what? We're going to push through it because, a lot of things happened this morning. But, such is life, and what other option do you have to just keep pressing on? So I want to get to some of the funny stuff. First of all, I'll tell you, we have a lot to watch today. Whether or not the video is going to work and play, who knows? But the audio does appear to be working, and therefore I'm going to start us off with some audio. This is maybe I can get rid of some of the other stuff in the studio as we kind of go and maybe see if that clears stuff up. This is a long-ish video that there is no actual video for because it's on a home screen. But this is from a Seattle County Commission thing, and they're appointing various individuals to this new subcommittee that's going to speak on behalf of homeless people and this and that and the other thing. And because because we're having some video issues this morning, this is mostly entirely audio. What you're going to hear is hilarious. It is long, but it is nevertheless worth listening to. The lady that looks like Jabba the Hutt in this picture right here is screaming at the lady in the bottom part of the picture here about the dude who is now a woman in the upper quarter. It's pretty self-explanatory, but what they're doing, just to set this up very quickly, this is from our good friend Ari Hoffman in the Seattle area, by the way. Shout out, Ari. Love you. They're appointing a subcommittee to discuss the homeless problem, and one of the ladies in the committee appointing this subcommittee, I think it's a commissioner, county, something like that, has some holdbacks, now my brain's blanking, some reservations about whether or not a particular individual should be on this particular subcommittee. Again, self-explanatory, pretty long, no actual video because our videos are screwing up this morning. But listen to this in its entirety, and we will discuss on the other side, even though there's not much to discuss. This is just watch this. Also, to get to the comments, maybe we'll play the reparations thing right after this, putting white people on notice, because that's also funny in and of itself. All right, listen to this. It's kind of long, but totally worth it. Watch this.
Can I say something? We have a code of ethics on this board, and Thomas Whitaker Raven Crowfoot is a sex offender, a repeat sex offender, and I have had bad experience with him.
So I don't touch you up because we can't disclose people's personal business here, right?
Okay.
And although that's public disclosure, we have no right to out anybody in this space.
Okay. I thought, thinking of
Right?
what
Like, that's just not okay at all.
Okay,
And I won't
then I
stand for that
apologize.
as the co-chair.
No,
We're not
we don't
here
do
to
that here.
discover
No.
people's backgrounds. And actually, I'm glad that if that is the case, that he's here, because sex offenders are another population that is most vulnerable, that don't have housing.
Okay.
People
I
do
have had
change
nothing
and
but
people
good
do
experience.
She has
recovery.
touched me. She has touched me. So if there's a meeting where he's at, I
Christina,
will not
you
be able
need to
do
take
that.
this to the police then. Christina,
I have.
this is not the forum.
Stop, Christy. Christy, stop. As the co-chair, I'm telling you.
Okay. Just to interject quickly here, it's hilarious because everybody on this panel is super woke. The lady that has the objections is saying, if you're obviously you're getting this later, hey, this person, and she tries to be accurate with the pronouns thing. He, she has touched me and is a registered sex offender. Maybe we shouldn't put he, she, they, them on this committee because I can't attend the meetings because, like I said, this person is a sex offender, clearly mentally disabled, which is sad, but also like you can't. Anyways, and then Jabba the Hutt, whose name is Shantae Colston, I believe, says that I will not have this. And even if they are a registered sex offender, that is good. I want them on this committee because they're homeless too. And this goes notwithstanding, this is not how you deal with homeless issues, but we'll continue on because Jabba the Hutt, Shantae Colston, goes off the rails here, and it is so wrong and also so fascinating to get a peek inside somebody else's mind and how they think about serious issues. Continue listening again, pretty long, but worth it.
You that you cannot talk like that in this meeting. I will not have that here. If anyone wants to talk like that, you will be muted and then removed from this meeting, board member or public or not. This is about equity, and everyone deserves housing. I don't care if they're a sex offender. I don't care if they're black. I don't care if they're indigenous. I don't care if they're a criminal. I don't care if they're coming out of jail, prison. Everyone deserves housing.
Okay, Shanae, we got you.
No, it's not okay. That's the point. And so when we talk about a code of ethics here at the CLC board, we will be respectful of all people, all inclusivity. Everybody's here for the same reason, to end homelessness.
Okay, first things first, this goes without saying, this is not how someone would end homelessness. If you're actually trying to end homelessness, there's an old saying: you teach a man to, or give a man a fish he eats for a day, you teach a man to fish he eats for a lifetime. Just putting people in housing for free and letting drug-addled sex offenders just kind of not have to pay a societal price for just their life choices is, as you talk about ending homelessness, you're going to exacerbate it. But the level, the 0 to 100, it's just, does anyone else think this is funny? I know that this is terrible. See, like Marcel says, they've gone totally crazy. Heidi says, OMG, this is great. I know. There's more of it. I guess I just didn't want to play this huge 4-minute chunk. But we'll continue to roll on.
Because we've all been there.
No, we haven't.
And it sucks. And it's a shitty place to be. But we are all human at the end, and we all deserve housing. It is a human right. It doesn't matter your background, your religion, your creed, your sexual orientation. I don't care about none of that, and nobody here should either. What we all care about is ending homelessness.
Shanae, we need to move on.
No, I'm telling you, I'm not moving on as the co-chair. I'm letting you know our code of ethics is that this is an inclusive space, and we are equitable to all.
I agree. Totally.
And that's not in disagreement.
Nobody's disagreeing with that, but we do need to move on. This is not the forum to debate
I need
that
you
right
to
now.
stop telling me what to do.
Okay.
No, I'm part of this committee.
I love it goes on for a little bit longer, but I love the whole like everybody is super woke in the group, so nobody wants to tell her, hey, you can't like first things first. She starts off with, we're not gonna air people, it's not our business to share other people's business. This is public information. And this sort of thing does affect other people as opposed to this is just their business that they're dealing with on their own. No, has a pretty wide gaping effect on a lot of other people. We talked about the homeless thing, and then she says, we've all been there. No, I have never been there. Now there's a bunch of people that say, well, you've never been there because of this or that. And then, well, life decisions is a big component of that. I've never been a drug-addled, trans homeless person, sex offender because of we've made different choices in life, and so to just completely absolve somebody of any of their own wrongdoings because they, I just, all right. Sorry, there's some people in the comments who think this is hilarious, and there's other people that are like, "This is not funny," and I can't help but think this is stupidly hilarious. But apparently, yeah, the Seattle. Thanks, Ari, for sharing that. But the Seattle Homeless Commission, whatever, is going to appoint a dude who says he's a woman who's also a sex offender and homeless. That's like the trifecta of media nowadays. If you want to be in the news, you have to be a a minority trans homeless person. Oh, it's both hilarious and terrible. Well, anyways, moving on to something even more hilariously terrible. This guy, this is making the rounds. So the whole reparations thing has been at the big forefront. Holy cow, is this really just not going to work at all? I'm trying to remove some stuff from the studio and see if this works any better, makes it work any better. But I want you to watch this. This is a guy in Tampa, Florida, and I believe this does have national relevance because there was a bill introduced yesterday, 2 days ago, by Representative Cori Bush, I believe, from the St. Louis area, talking about $14 trillion in reparations, which is just, I don't know, even more funny. This whole idea of reparations, outside of the fact that it's unworkable, it's unconstitutional, it's just flat out wrong, and nobody who is sane thinks that it's actually a good idea. Righting the wrongs of the past with wrongs in the present is not how you fix problems. It just goes without saying. But this whole idea of reparations is burbling up even more to the national scene. This is a guy from Tampa saying what he cares about in the city council meeting and how much money he thinks he should get. Watch this, if it works.
All this nonsense, homelessness, and all this other garbage y'all talk about, police violence and all this stuff, don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody real care about that. We care about our reparations. And we have to put white people on notice that we want our reparations, that our foreparents and us, we didn't work for free and underpaid and all this nonsense, and the white folks get away with it, and they talk about the great city they're building. No, we want our reparations, $3 million per person.
I don't know. I am aware that this is like a serious concern in our country, not the actual reparations thing. That's ridiculous. But in terms of the mentality of this, I deserve this from other people. So, okay. So we're saying that people who were never slaves should get money from people who never owned slaves. In California specifically, in a place that never allowed slavery. And this is not to absolve slavery at all. Yeah, slavery was terrible. And it also happened 250 years ago. And again, are there lasting implications generationally and mentality wise? I'm not here to say yes or no. But what I am saying is that paying people money because of the color of their skin, and even if you get back to it on a more granular level and can actually trace back specifically your family lineage to actual slavery, the idea that that can be done in a manner that makes sense, and then trying to figure out who's paying for it by who profit, like it's so convoluted and ridiculous. It just wouldn't work. Like effectively what you're asking for when you're talking about blanket reparations, uh like is saying I deserve a unicorn. Well, that's not possible. So help me work through this idea of you deserving a unicorn. Um, like I mentioned on the last week on this show when we were talking about the California reparations specifically, California especially. You want to talk about very recent discrimination? Yeah, I guess you can talk about Jim Crow laws and separate and equal and all that sort of stuff in the 1965 Civil Rights Act, and that's all fine. But in terms of like actually building quote unquote generational wealth, which is a term they love to use, you got to look at Asians. In California, I think it was until 1952 that Asians weren't allowed to own property. Black people were allowed to own property, but until the 50s, 1952, before Asians were allowed to legally own land. And that's not even including the 130,000 Japanese people that were rounded up and thrown into internment camps and lost everything and effectively had to start over. So you want to talk about recency in government sanctioned discrimination? Yeah, we've got some other participants in this in terms of who is discriminated against more. And the bottom line here, what I'm fully getting at ultimately is like reparations. This is not at all to completely absolve the past of like, well, slavery was good. No, nobody's saying that. But you know, it's so difficult and unworkable that you're only going to cause more damage by trying to fix a problem like this. How about just everybody's treated fair and equally under the law, which we work really, really hard to do, and are better than pretty much every country in the world at doing. But also at the federal level, Cory Bush, like I mentioned, introduced legislation that would fund $14 trillion in reparations. Hakeem Jeffries was asked about that at a press conference yesterday or 2 days ago. I forget when I pulled these clips. And here's what he said. But the main reason I want to play this, and I don't think I'll probably get to Hakeem's entire answer. I want you to listen to how the reporter asks the question. Whether or not the video works, I have no idea. But listen to the biasy of this reporting. Watch this.
$3 million per person right here in this city. That's the only thing black people got to care about. All this other little nonsense y'all talk about, we do not care about.
Yesterday, Cory Bush introduced a bill calling for $14 trillion in reparations for Black Americans. However, critics are concerned that the bill won't pass due to GOP opposition. So my question to you is, why do you think so many people on the right oppose the call for reparations?
Well, I haven't taken a look at the bill.
You know, we don't even need to hear his answer, partly because the stupid freaking video isn't playing. I don't know why this doesn't. You know how technology sometimes, like you set your alarm on your phone or something for work, and it works every single day. And then one day it just decides not to work. There's no rhyme or reason for it. So this is just happening today. Just today, I don't know why, the video just isn't working. But did you like how the reporter asked that question? Cory Bush introduced $14 trillion in new spending in reparations. Why is it that so many people on the right are opposed to reparations? I'm always curious, and this is the question that is ever present in politics. when somebody says something that is so absurdly wrong, we always ask the question on this show, are they wrong? And this is like objectively wrong, because like there's things that are like, okay, that's an argument. This is literally objectively incorrect and inaccurate. The whole idea that it's just people on the right that are against reparations. The question being, why is it that so many people on the right are against reparations? The big question, the either or that we always have to have in politics, are they lying or stupid? Is there a political advancement being pushed by trying to demonize people on the right for being the only people that are against reparations? Or does she actually not know of any Democrats that would be like, yeah, that whole reparations thing isn't actually going to work out super well for anybody? Because that's the God's honest truth. I would even almost guarantee if there were ever a bill up for a vote, especially in the House, because the House is a clown show, there will be a bunch of Democrats who are in moderately safe districts that will vote yes for it. But if we're ever to come to like a, hey, we're actually going to do this and it might get through the Senate, they would be against it, or at least they'd tamp it down from ever coming to a vote. The bottom line here is this whole idea that it's just conservatives or just the right, whatever that is nowadays, saying that reparations is a bad idea. It's unworkable and just dang near impossible to get right, and only going to cause more damage. There are a lot, I guarantee you, a lot of Democrats in Congress, let alone throughout the country, that are like, yeah, maybe let's not. But again, the question has to be asked constantly. Are people in this political realm lying or stupid? And I'd be curious to know what is what. All right, moving on to more stupid. Let's go here. This is another ridiculous one. I'm trying to remove videos from the studio and now it just freezes. Are you guys seeing the chopping up, or is it just on my end? I don't know if the computing power is actually streaming everything but doesn't like let it go to the full screen, or is it also super choppy on your end? Because I'm hoping that it's coming through clearer than how poorly this is being viewed on my end. I'll stop complaining about it. But anyways, this is another one that you could probably just listen to, the comedy stylings of Congress. Representative Linda, what's her name? Linda Sanchez? Hold on. A representative from California who is insignificant by every stretch of the imagination, except for when making an absolute fool of herself. Yes, Linda Sanchez, representative, I believe, from California, questioning an FBI agent on whether or not he agrees with the involvement of Nancy Pelosi in January 6th. Now, the funny thing is here, apparently, purple-haired Linda does not know how Twitter or the internet works, because she asks him a question. Hey, this Twitter account, this ambiguous, could have been started by anybody Twitter account, happens to have the same name as you, and it retweeted this. Now, you'll hear what the tweet was. If you're not familiar with the internet, you can make a lot of fake accounts by a lot of different names that aren't yours. And also, if you have a more common name like Marcus Allen, or I don't know, John Smith, there are going to be more chances for somebody to randomly create a Twitter account with your name. She then goes on to question this guy and say, do you agree with this? And he correctly says, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not my Twitter account. And the exchange is hilarious. Again, whether or not the video works remains to be seen. But we're going to try it anyway, and at the very least, just listen to the comedy stylings of Congresswoman Linda Sanchez. Watch this. Listen.
On December 5th, 2022, an account under the name Marcus Allen retweeted a tweet that said,
That
quote,
is not my account, ma'am.
You haven't let me finish the question,
Might have been
sir.
the football player.
You haven't let me finish the question. And the time is mine. On December 5th, 2022, an account under the name of Marcus Allen retweeted a tweet that said, quote, Nancy Pelosi staged January 6th, retweet if you agree, end quote. Do you agree with that statement? Yes or no?
That is, I don't, no, ma'am. That's not my account at all.
I'm asking whether you agree with that statement, yes or no?
Can you please rephrase the statement?
Yeah. Do you think that Nancy Pelosi staged January 6th? I just want him to answer the question.
Yeah, he'll answer. I'm just telling you your time's up.
Do you believe that Nancy Pelosi, do you agree with the statement that this person tweeted that Nancy Pelosi staged January 6th? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you.
This is probably somebody in her office. Somebody in her office found a tweet retweeted by somebody who has possibly the same name. And then I don't know who was that. Jim Jordan? I don't know whose voice that was. But then somebody says, first of all, I thought I was the only one that thought of this because I don't know, I'm a fan of sports history. This guy's name is Marcus Allen. So he found a tweet retweeted by Marcus Allen, and he's like, "That's not my tweet. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not my." If anybody retweets something, and the Twitter profile happens to say their name, is that all of us? Am I now responsible for what that person says? Absolutely not. Matt Gates retweeted something that I thought was hilarious. Somebody made it because the internet is undefeated on these issues. Somebody made a Twitter account, or at least changed their name to Linda Sanchez, and the tweet said, hold on, Linda Sanchez, Donald Trump is the greatest president of my lifetime. Let me see if you can see that. You probably can't. There we go. Donald Trump is the greatest president of my lifetime. Tweeted by, who is that? Oh, Linda Sanchez. And so Matt Gaetz retweeted, does she believe this? But then I thought, because his name is Marcus Allen, I thought it would be funny to put this chyron up, or this little thing. Does Pro Football Hall of Famer Marcus Allen support the notion that Nancy Pelosi planned January 6th? But somebody already in the video, I guess, said, is he talking about the football player? Oh man, I think I've done more laughing in this episode than we have had in a long time. Which, you know what? Maybe former running back and NFL Hall of Famer Marcus Allen is a violent insurrectionist. Marcus Allen is probably sitting at home going like, what did I do? Why am I now involved in the political conversation on whether or not Nancy Pelosi planned January 6th? Oh geez, what a day. We're gonna get to this, and we're gonna be out. Chip Roy, congressman from Texas, I believe. Chip Roy puts me in some hot water. Now, he says something that is true, and I know what he means, but it's difficult for me in particular and a lot of people that live in the geographic location that I live in. Chip, put me in hot water, bro. Listen to this. Chip Roy is on the House floor saying something obvious. He basically said, water is wet, bears poop in the woods, the Pope wears a big hat. Lots of obvious things, Chip Roy says on the floor of the House. And it got a lot of attention because he's apparently saying something that you're not allowed to say. But I will say what he did say, and I'll clarify this afterwards. What he said is problematic for me in particular. So thanks, Chip. Watch this.
Leah Thomas, a biological male swimmer for the University of Pennsylvania. And let's be very clear, if you have eyes, Leah Thomas is in fact a dude. That's just simple, obvious truth. Everybody knows it. Literally everybody knows it to be true.
Well, he's right. Yeah. That's a congressperson. I am curious. You know what I'm curious about? We just got monetized on YouTube, and I wonder if that's going to take it away. Chip Roy saying that Leah Thomas is a dude. So I wonder if I don't even know if you could call what I do reporting, but me talking about and playing a video of a sitting U.S. congressman saying something, I wonder if that'll get this video demonetized. That'd be interesting. I don't, especially since we're brand new. I wonder if we'll get a strike for that sort of thing. Here's where Chip put me in hot water. I, being from California, Southern California specifically, call everybody dude. I call everything dude. I call men dude. I call women dude. If if the light that I'm sitting at takes too long to turn green, I say, dude. Dude is a huge part of my vocabulary, being a Southern California native. So when you say, Chip, that she's a dude, he's a dude, Leah Thomas is a dude, I know what you're saying. But in a way, it can confuse some people. Is Leah Thomas a traffic light that didn't change on time? Is that what you're saying? Maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. It's all fun and games until someone gets thrown off of the internet. So yeah, that's I hate the fact that I feel like I need to clarify. Chip, you didn't actually put me in hot water. I'm not worried at all. Everybody knows what you mean. I'm just making fun of the fact that I call literally everything dude, and whether or not that's beneficial to the conversation, I don't know. But that'll do it for us today. We had some Obama stuff, but we're not going to get to it because that's serious and it's Friday. I don't want to be serious on a Friday. Ugh. But we finally cleared out all the videos, so now everything seems to be streaming perfectly. So yeah, I don't know what this means necessarily, but Christina says I was dude, mom. Yeah, I don't know. If you're from a certain part of the country, dude is everything. Something surprising is dude. Something irritating is dude. Anyways, I call people man too. That's probably something that I shouldn't do. I call, like, when I'm at the office or at any office, like if I'm just passing by, like, I mean, what up, man? Like, to like everybody. I don't know, just how I talk. Sorry for some microaggression. Anyways, that'll do it for us today. I appreciate you sticking around, tuning in, especially throughout all of the video problems. If you haven't already, give me a follow on any of your social media accounts. If you've been following me on Instagram, you've probably noticed some weird and chaotic behavior. That's because, you know what, we're gonna break some stereotypes. Do political commentators put out music? Yeah, that's gonna happen. So if you're confused entirely, you should give me a follow on Instagram, and you can find out more about what we're planning to do. What's the next phase of the attack for freedom? But yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate you sticking around, tuning in. We're doing another episode of reaction videos at TPOSA today with Alex Clark of Politics. So that'll be up on her YouTube page. You can go check that out. Other than that, that's kind of it. See you tomorrow. Oh, no, I lied. See you Monday. Same time, different place. Have a great weekend. God bless America.